Hi, friends. Welcome to my channel, The Jazzyverse. I'm Catherine, and today I am going to do a part 2 video on my video, The Wisconsin Accent in 16 Seconds. Now, I cannot speak for all Wisconsinites. I'm from Milwaukee, and our accents are different than northern Wisconsin, western Wisconsin, Madison, etc., north central Wisconsin. So I'm only speaking for myself here in the Milwaukee accent. But today I'm going to compare it to the UP or Upper Peninsula of Michigan accent, which is commonly known as the Yooper accent. A commenter mentioned in my last video that I did not have a Milwaukee accent, I have a Yooper accent. And I've lived in Milwaukee all my life, and I've only actually been to Michigan one time for a music festival about 25 years ago. But I'd love to go back. I mean, the UP is supposed to be a beautiful region. Mackinac Island is gorgeous. Detroit's cool. So I really, really want to get back to Michigan soon. However, at this time, I have only been there once. So the accent I have is purely Milwaukee. I can assure you of that. So some of the differences. Well, in Milwaukee, as you notice, most people from Milwaukee, born and raised here, do not say the L in Milwaukee. It's Milwaukee. It's almost like it's M apostrophe W A U K E E. We tend to maybe kind of slur our words together. I don't know if that has to do with the fact that we're considered to be Brew City, or beer is one of our major industries here, or at least it was back in the day, and a lot of us are drunk all the time. No, I'm just kidding. That's not true. We're not. But I'm not going to deny that Milwaukee and Wisconsin in general does have a big beer and alcohol culture. That's just a fact. So some of the differences in speech. Okay, so if you come to the south side of Milwaukee, for example, I live in the south side. I live in Bayview. I was born and raised on the northwest side by Wauwatosa, which is a suburb of Milwaukee. Accents do actually vary a little, believe it or not. Southsiders tend to be a lot of people have Polish ancestry and German ancestry. I actually do myself. And their speech reflects that. A lot of people that used to live on the south side spoke Polish, even went to Polish school. And yeah, it's kind of funny that the dialogue does still reflect the Polish heritage. So instead of that, people say dat, dem, does. That actually is similar to the UP accent, though. If you listen to news clips of Yoopers speaking, they do say dat there. However, our vowels are pronounced a bit differently. So, for example, you might say something like park, like I'm going to the park. Someone in the UP might say park, park. Or time, I say time. Someone from the UP might say time, like really enunciate the I in there. And I was reading on Wikipedia that the Milwaukee accent is part of a Great Lakes group of accents, otherwise known as let me check this out here. Okay, Inland North American English. And our accents have similarities to the Chicago accent, the Buffalo, New York accent, and the Cleveland accent, and the Detroit accent, which I think is pretty cool. So people that settled along the Great Lakes share similar characteristics of accents. And people in the UP actually have a different accent. It's the North Central American accent. And it has similarities with Canadian accents. It's got some Finnish, German, and Scandinavian characteristics. And the further up north in Wisconsin you go, the more like a Yooper people talk like. So yes, the Wisconsin accent does have a lot of similarities with the Yooper accent, but the Milwaukee accent is more like the Chicago accent. Chicago. Now, if you hear old school Chicago people talk, they might say Chicago instead of Chicago. I've heard a lot of Milwaukeeans pronounce it Chicago, like with a W. But yeah, it's a fun, colorful accent. In Milwaukee, it's kind of very down to earth, kind of salt of the earth, little working class. And up north it's actually really pronounced. I have friends and family, or my husband is family, that live up there, and they say go and so and and ya. That's also those are also figures of speech for Yooper accents too. So yeah, it's Accents are really fascinating, and sadly, what I've realized is a lot of younger people are just straight up losing their accents altogether, and that makes me so sad. I was just in New York City a couple weeks ago, and I love New York accents. Out of all the American accents, New York is the best. It just sounds so cool and tough. And I stayed in Brooklyn, and I did hear a number of people of color and older people with that accent. But most of the people that had the accent were millennials or older. Younger people, no matter what race, obviously, I heard a lot of different languages being spoken, but native New Yorkers, young native New Yorkers, tend to have really maybe not much of an accent at all. And I mean, of course, it depends on the neighborhood you grow up in and your family situation and all that. But yeah, it seems like the strongest accents are from millennials, boomers, Gen Xers, and it's sad. I don't want regional accents to disappear. I think it might even be happening in the South, where even in Texas and Georgia, where the draws are really pronounced, and it's very sad. But so I say, keep the Milwaukee accent and the Yooper accent alive. Oh, by the way, inserting is very, very common in Wisconsin speech. So you might hear somebody say, I was going to the store, and I found some donuts on sale, and I went to so it doesn't mean anything. It's just, a vocal tick or something. So anyway, I'll follow up with this one with another video, because I think accents are really fascinating. And if you guys have any comments or any stories you'd like to share, please let me know in the comments. And please like and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate all of you watching, and have a wonderful day. Bye for now.